Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Jabamala Tamalselvi ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to give the chief guest introduction.
Good afternoon to all. I am much delighted to introduce the guest speaker of today's session, Dr. Manjunatha Hayamath. He has completed his PhD from Kalbarga University, Karnataka in the year 2014. And he has nearly 10 years of teaching experience. At present, he is working as an assistant professor in Christ University, Bangalore. He has achieved laurels in various professional accomplishments like publishing papers in national and international journals and attending and organizing many FTPs and workshops in the computer science field. He has published papers in 20 reputed and indexed journals and presented papers in many national and international conferences. Adding to his success story, he has attended and organized 20 seminars and workshops and was the resource person in several workshops and FTPs. His fields of interest are computer vision, pattern recognition, biometrics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We are indeed to have Dr. Manjunatha Hayamath with us to enlighten us with his expertise through today's session. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Without no extension of time, I now hand over this session to today's chief guest, Dr. Manjunatha Hayamath, and ask all the students to kindly utilize this wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, very good afternoon to all. I hope I am audible clearly to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is it very clear? Audible.
Thank you very much for extending the invitation and being a part of this particular lecture series or the program. So in this session, I'm just briefing about the latest trends and technologies in software engineering and what are the test cases or how the development is going on in the current era, right? So in that context, I'll just discuss. If any queries or questions, you can interrupt me, ask, or you can ask at the end. So whatever way it is possible. Now, yeah, I'll start my session with a brief introduction about software engineering, and what are the latest trends that I'll discuss at the end of the session. Now, I hope you people maybe learn this subject, what is software engineering. Can anybody tell what is the difference between manufacturing and engineering by any chance, students? I'm not able. I have to unmute the people. You can just type in the chat box. Yeah, software, it is a set of collections, okay? It's a collection of programs, modules, functionality, okay, that we are working on. But the problem is, see, software, it can be defined as set of instructions, data structure, and documents together. Now, I hope you people already know what is instruction, what is data structure, and what is set of documents. But however, I'll just brief on that. The instruction, it is a command to the particular lower level architecture that we call it as a circuit board, a computer, a digital machine, which takes the instruction, works on that, produces some set of results related to that. And the data structure, the whatever data is related to that, right? So that is very fundamental and very important as of now. Because see, when we say software, the olden days, when some 10 years, 20 years back, software means it is a separate standalone application installed on a system, and we are working on that. That is what the meaning of software, and we know about that from past 20 years. But in the current trend, if you look into the meaning or the scope, it is very wide. Nowadays, the applications are coming through mobile, smart mobile apps, then in the web application, or it's a kind of platform, we call it as a gateway. So we are having different kind of softwares nowadays. It is not limited to traditional one single platform, right? So that is what it talks about: instruction, data structure, and the documents. So further, yeah, the document and data structure, why we need this? See, whenever we are going to develop a software, it is not a simple thing that we want to do or complete a task. It involves many of the tasks, many of the, what can I say, requirement engineering, communication, planning, deployment, like that. So a complete set of software or a complete set of a software cannot be built overnight. It requires a proper strategy. Okay, so software products may be developed for a particular customer or may be developed for a general market, but it involves a strategic process planning. Okay, what is that? So that may be a generic process or it may be a custom process. That means a software can be developed to be sold to a range of different customers. Example, PC software such as Excel, Word, many things. But whereas, see, if you go for a customized one, say for example, some company, some organization, school, colleges, they want a software for their particular organization, then customization comes into picture. Okay, so software by default, what we can understand, it is a set of instruction functionality group of programs which, when executed or implemented or deployed, it will provide you a proper automation of a outcome or proper automated outcome. So it involves data structures, documents, and all. Now we may understand what is hardware, software, this and all we learned. Okay, very basically, what do you mean by hardware and what do you mean by software? It involves manufacturing and the engineering process. See, we say Parle-G is manufactured. We cannot, or we are not telling that the Parle-G biscuit is engineered. Do we tell like that? No, right? And see, any product, if you take like bikes or cars, vehicles, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, we say those are manufactured. Okay, manufacturing plants. Okay, we have a manufacturing plant in Tamil Nadu. Okay, like Ola company or any car company like that. Those are all the manufacturing plants. They where the equipments are manufactured. Then what do you mean by engineered? We can't say a bridge is manufactured. Okay, like say for a big river or for a big water dam. The water dams are not manufactured, they are engineered. There is a difference between those. Okay, so manufactured, it has a particular process which will be repeated again and again, and the output will be the same. But whereas software, it is not like that. It will be developed based on the requirements given by the customer or the end user, right? Based on that, the modules are designed, then developed, then implemented. So once it is tested, then we are going to learn, or then we are going to work on that. So it involves a iterative process of requirement, designing, implementation, and the deploy. So that's why we call it as a softwares are developed or engineered, right? And software, it is not deteriorating. Okay, like say for example, if you take a vehicle, two-wheeler or four-wheeler, a new vehicle, if you take in 2020-22, after 10 years, after 20 years, your vehicle may wear out. That means it will become old style, old thing. You may not get the service for that. Okay, you may not get the equipments for that. And your two-wheeler or four-wheeler, whatever the vehicle, it may wear out, it may deteriorate. But software, it does not deteriorate because it will go in the same way. But hardwares are implemented. Software can be upgraded to the next level. Consider the Windows, right? Windows is an operating system. Earlier, some 20 years back, when you see, we have Windows 3.11. Okay, so hardware are also limited at that time. So over a time period, hardwares are improved. The system, desktops, laptops are improved. Instead of 2 GB, 4 GB RAMs are coming into market. Instead of some 100 GB, 500 GB hard disks came. Instead of, okay, Intel Pentium 3 or the dual core, we got the quad core, i3, i5, i7. However, the hardware is implemented and deployed in the same way. Okay, parallelly, software is also grown. It is not scrapped and come up with a new one, new software. Windows, say for example, 95 it is already there. When the hardware is improved, the software is re-engineered, redeveloped to cope up with the hardware standards. So we come up with what is that? Windows 98, then Windows XP, Windows 7, okay, Windows Vista, then Windows 10. Now latestly, recently we are using Windows 11. So the same software, it will be re-engineered and upgraded to the next level. That is what the engineering process. Okay. Earlier, website, when we say website, it is only the information presenting platform. But nowadays, if you see the website, it is not a website, it is a web application. The whole software can be built in the web application. So how to do these all things? What are all the requirements we need that? Okay, so that I'll go through that first, and later I'll explain you what are all the recent trends are happening now, right? Now, yeah, this I focused on this manufacturing versus deployment. Okay, see, once a hardware product has been manufactured, it is difficult or impossible to modify, right? In contrast, software products are routinely modified and upgraded to the needs of the current trend. That's why we say it as an engineered process, right? So in hardware, the hiring more people allows you to accomplish more work, but does not necessarily hold true for the software engineering the phenomenon, right? So unlike hardware, the software costs are concentrated in design rather than the production. So what I'm trying to tell you here, software development, it is an engineering process rather than the classical or regular manufacturing. That is the first point what I want to convey here. Now, further, second point, the domain, application domain of this thing. Now, I hope most of you people are using PhonePe, Paytm. How many of you using PhonePe? You can just type in the chat box. Yeah, can you just type? Do you people have the privilege to do that? I'm not able to see. Sir, can you just confirm people are typing in the chat box? Yeah. Tarini. Yeah, Tarini, can you just unmute and let me know which one you are using? Is it PhonePe or Google Pay or Paytm or any other thing?
Google Pay, sir.
Google Pay you are using. Can I ask you why you are using Google Pay? Why not PhonePe?
It's more easy than PhonePe, sir, for user friendly to use.
But when I see the user interface, the PhonePe is very good, no? Because it has all the apps on that. I can send it, I can do it. Comparatively, Google Pay, most of the people use PhonePe. Do you agree with this?
Maybe yes, sir. Most of them today using PhonePe than Google Pay.
Yeah, but however, software is same, no? What phone will do, the same thing it will do Google Pay also, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
But many people prefer PhonePe some people they prefer Google Pay. Some they will prefer Paytm a lot. Okay, most of the people are using Paytm. See, in our metropolitan cities like Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai, wherever you go, most of the cases they're using Paytms rather than this Google Pay, Phone Pay. Okay, may I know what may be the reason? No, if you know, you can tell. Okay, or else I'll just tell. What is it? Yeah, any other person? Anandan, Yamini, Shrivani, students or candidates, anybody? Yeah, please let me know. It's not a conventional thing. I'm just telling something you're listening. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. So I'll continue with this. See, yeah, dear participants, if you consider any one domain, it may be a music industry, or it may be a payments app. There are multiple applications are available. If you consider this payment application itself, you will have PhonePe, Google Pay, Paytm, Amazon Prime, WhatsApp also nowadays it is giving the payment option. Okay, but people, they have many options, but they will focus or they will use only one or two a lot. Why? Because maybe the user interface is okay for them. Okay, the way the app is designed and developed, it is very good for some people. Some people, they find it very difficult. How many apps, buttons and all given in the UI? I don't want, I want very simple. They will move for Google Pay. Google Pay is an international standard, so they won't do clutter. Just simple plain app, plain user interface, simple 2-3 buttons. Okay, the UI like that, they will do like that. So there is a difference. What is that difference? That is software engineering difference. Okay, with respect to each domain, it differs. Now, all the participants, please pay attention and listen, because I just wanted to brief the entire software engineering process within some 30 minutes. Actually, it requires 30 hours of time to discuss and explain, but I'm trying to brief it. Okay, now further, what all applications we can have in a different domain. One is a system software domain. System software in the sense, all the operating systems or the utility softwares like defragment software, deleting software, okay, connecting software, network connecting software, like that. So all the software related to that. Application software like Photoshop, the music player, video editor, render, many things are there. And even for scientists, we have different engineering and scientific softwares, which will work focused on only few things, right? And we have embedded software for IoT applications, and we have product line software for data analytics, cloud, machine learning, artificial intelligence, right? And also the web applications. Nowadays, when we say software, it is a web application nowadays. Okay, say for example, if you want to apply for any government post, now applying for that particular post is online now. Everything is online. Most of the things. Online means what? You're using website, some web application website, you are going there. Say for example, www.onlinejob.com, some .government.tamilnadu.com or government.andhrapradesh.com, government.punjab.com, like that. Some websites are there. So you are going to that application, you are clicking on apply, one form will come, you are filling all the form along with your documents and everything. Okay, it is a web application. It has a user interface, it has a database connectivity. Okay, whatever you are entering, the data will store in the database, right? And whenever the administrative people they want, they can generate a report. They will get the different information, whatever they entered, whatever they done, like that. Okay, so there are multiple application domain to develop software. Now, you may be wonder why we are having all these types of softwares, right? Because there is a user need, there is a requirement. Okay, so we need automation in some real world problem. Okay, so how to automate that? See, nowadays, even if you consider the very good temples in India, okay, generating a ticket or making darshana online. Okay, sorry, darshana, that also become a online, like our IRCTC train ticket. Okay, train ticket, earlier we used to go to the particular train station, then we have to give which day, which time you want, and how many people are there. Manually you have to write, you have to give, they have to manually give the ticket and all based on the availability. That like that, it is a manual process. But over a time period, you see nowadays, recently, IRCTC website came into picture. So everything become online, web application. So if I want a train ticket to travel from Chennai to Bangalore, so I have to book a train through online website, irctc.co.in. Later, most of these payments apps are there, no? Paytm, PhonePe, or any other. They are also integrated with the IRCTC. So in Paytm also you can book the train tickets. These Paytm, they also integrated with the aviation industry. Okay, that aeroplanes, flights, you can book your flight ticket also. See, actually Paytm, it's a payment app, but it also provides different services in collaboration with some of the companies. So these are the different software application domains what we have. Okay, now let me just ask another query. Yeah. You know, today the big billion day of Flipkart started. I hope you people are aware of that. Flipkart, Amazon, the great Indian sale, big billion day. Are you aware of this? Anybody, are you people using Flipkart, Amazon to purchase or buy something? Can anybody unmute yourself and talk? Anandan A. Harini, Jayapriya, Manisha, Indamati. Can you just people unmute anyone and can you just tell?
Yes, sir.
See, what are all the software myths we are having that I just wanted to check. Now, what is my query? Did you heard my query?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
You asked about the offers going on in e-commerce websites.
Yes. Big. Are you aware of Flipkart?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the big billion day started, right? What do you mean with that price, right?
Sorry, sir. I can't hear you.
Am I audible? My voice is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay. Have you purchased anything on Flipkart?
Yes, sir. Before I have purchased.
Okay. So my point is, see, when we are doing some e-commerce related transaction, if some 10 people, 20 people, they are purchasing at one time, on the same day, same time, if 10 people are purchasing, yeah, the software, whatever developed, it may work. But during this big billion day and all, if you see, there are millions together people, they are trying to purchase some set of mobiles, okay, where it is very limited, stock is limited, right? But how this software, that web application, Flipkart website works, any idea? Dear participants, please be active. Have you people used Flipkart? If so, see, if multiple times or multiple people, if they place an order at same time, how the application will allot those products to those people, how that software works, any idea? Yeah, I hope people. Yeah. See, okay, fine. I'll just continue with that. See, whenever this Flipkart people, their server, online servers are deployed and they're working on that. If a same day, same time, multiple request, if it is coming, they do have a scaling server which works, okay, on demand, and it works very efficiently. But it's not a simple thing. Okay, overnight we cannot develop such things, right? That is the software myth. What do you mean by software myth? We understand that, okay, whatever software I developed or the company develops, it works very fine at all time. That is my myth. But when you actually work on that, when a huge request transaction comes into picture, your software may not be working properly. It may hang. That means based on the requirement, your software or a set of functionality, whatever you developed, it may not work properly at all time based on the workload, right? So we need a very good engineering process where we can develop a software which is efficient, optimum, and stable. This is what we require. Okay, so there are many myths. Say, for example, we understand, okay, whatever we need, these software company people, they are developing. Maybe, may not be, because it depends on your requirement. If your requirement is very logical and very complex, yeah, of course, they do develop these things, but there may be some constraints. Okay, yeah, with that note, I'll further move the software process. Whatever I discussed, for that, what is the main key point? My second point is software process. Okay, my first point, what I discussed is software, it is an engineering process. It is not manufactured in a classical sense. That is what my first point. My second point, okay, let me just write it down. Software is engineered. Second, software has a process, right? What is this actually? What is a software process? It is a framework for the tasks that are required to build high quality softwares. Who will develop these? There are a set of software developers, managers, IT consultants, okay, engineers, all together with respect to customers. They will develop these software processes. And why it is required? Because to provide the stability, control, and organization to, and otherwise that chaotic activity to this particular process, right? And what are the steps it is required? A handful of activities are common to all software processes. Okay, so the details are vary, right? When you take the steps may be different for each software. That is also that. Yeah. Then ultimately at the end, what is our end product? That is what important. Ultimately, our end product, it is a set of programs, a functionality with a documentation, how to use that, and the related data, what we want to process. Okay, so that is the important vital component of the process, and it involves a different process framework. On screen, you can check. There is a software process. Okay, so this software process consists of a process framework and umbrella activities. What do you mean by umbrella activities? See, to develop some software, I need to do some other work. Say, for example, first collection of data. Assume one school or college, they want to develop their website and they called on software company, organization like ABC company. They will ask, see, I need a complete set of software. Whatever work we are doing in our office now, the same thing should be implemented as a software. We need a software for our college, which includes all the activities of our day-to-day academic process. Then what is the first real job? The real task first is to gather the information, to collect the information from the entire organization. So that is one umbrella activity. Okay, the process framework umbrella activity. Okay, then work tasks, what works the tasks we need. work products, milestones, what are the deliverable I have to provide, and some of the checkpoints based on the question answer team. Okay, what are all the questions for that? What is your solution or activity, right? Yeah. So the umbrella activity consists of different activities, framework activities like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that framework activity, what is that actually? Whenever we want to develop software, it includes, there are different phases like communication phase, planning phase, modeling phase, code generation or the implementation or deployment, then the final work product, that is deployment, right? So when I say communication, company ABC will connect to that particular school or college where the website they want to develop. They will try to connect, they will communicate, then they will come up with the ideas. Okay, what actually user wants, how it has to present, what is their need. They will check accordingly, they start planning on it. Okay, if user wants like this, what type of UI we can provide? Okay, what type of user interface of a software can be provided? What software we can develop? Like that, the planning stage will go on. Once the plan is ready, the plan is given to the software engineers, developers to model it. They will develop a model, okay, by using developers, the peer documenters with them. They will develop a this one planning, right? They develop a planning, then they will come up with a model. What do you mean by software model? Software model, it consists of a very precise objective, what to do, what not to do, right? Further, code generation and deployment. What do you mean by code generation? Actual development of the software process. So they're using different tools and technologies to develop the software. Once if it is ready, it will undergo testing process. Okay, so whether it works properly, maybe it is developed for in consideration of 100 people, but however later stage, the 100 people, if they become 1,000 and 1,000 people are using that software at a time, okay, whether that works, that is what the modeling, computational model, logic model, okay, they have to come up with that model. Then with respect to that model, these programmers, the company programmers, they develop code generation. Okay, code generation. Then once everything is ready and it is tested properly, then they will deploy. And the deployment, it may be what can I say, mobile application, or the deployment we may do on single standalone software in a desktop or laptop, or it can be a web application also. Right? So there are different framework activities and umbrella activities. That is what I focused on this now. Yeah, there are different umbrella activities like software project tracking, formal technical reviews, software quality assurance, software configuration management, document, presentation, and production. These are all the different umbrella activities what we have. Other than that, we do have reusability management, measurement, and risk assessment. See, now you may ask, sir, what are all these terms? What do you mean by tracking? What do you mean by technical review? What do you mean by quality assurance? Okay. What is software configuration management? Right? Yeah, these are all the requirements for a software development, which talks about the quality, software quality. Right? Now, if I say that, you may ask, sir, can you just tell me any one example related to that? Yes, of course. The example is, again, considering these payment gateway apps, PhonePe or Google Pay, Paytm. See, whenever I'm taking my this mobile, I am scanning a QR code on one shop and I'm trying to pay, do you think that software what I'm using, is it secure? Whatever payments I'm doing, whether okay, that payment, is it secure? And is it done by me only with my bank account, my mobile? If the problems are there, what all the problems are there, what security issues are there, reasons are there, that is what it is mentioned here. Okay, software quality assurance, software configuration management, document preparation, reusability, measurement, all these concepts, aspects are the characteristics of a good software product, right? With that, there are many umbrella activities that are discussed. Now, for this, the software process model is very good, important. That means how you are going to develop, uh, quality software. For that, we need a strategy. Okay? We need a strategy. We have to build a model. According to that model, we have to work on that. What is that model? It is a software process development model. There are different types of models are there, okay, which prescribe a distinct set of activity or actions or tasks or different milestones and work products required to engineer high quality software. So the process models are not perfect, but they provide roadmap for software engineering work, right? So software process models are adapted to meet the necessary needs of a software engineer, right? So if you check traditionally in book, maybe you studied this syllabus and all, waterfall model, okay, then what is it, spiral model, prototype model, there are different models are there, right? What this model actually talks about, they will talk about the communication, the different stages, communication stage, planning, modeling, construction, and the deployment. If I wanted to automate a real world problem software, what all the steps are involved, and each step, what is the weightage, how to deploy or implement that particular thing. Okay, so that and all discussion will happen. So what are the stages? That is communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. On screen, you can see what is that actually. Communication. It is a project initiation, requirements gathering or collection information from the various stakeholders like clients, related people, person, department, organization, like that. Once communication is done, it will be given to planning team, which plans accordingly and come up with a different model, right? So in the modeling, the analysis design will happen. The code will be constructed in the construction. Once the code is ready, once the content is ready, then they go for deployment. What do you mean by deployment? It is an actual production of the software. Other than that, we do have increment process model. Okay, how this increment process model works? What is that increment model? See, I already spoke about Windows, right? Earlier, Windows is different version like 95, Windows 98, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7. There are different Windows versions. See, once the software is ready, they will release the first part. Any problem comes, if the clients identify or the reviewer identify any problem, what they will do? They come up with a solution and they will make it as a patch to that original software. So patch 1, patch 2, we call it as a service pack 1, service pack 2. Once Windows is released, the service pack 1 will be released. Then later, sometime after 6 months, service pack 2 will be released. Okay, you can install that and you will be updated automatically, right? And the prototype models are also there. You just further consider spiral model. It's a win-win situation. Whatever we checked it now, no? So those are conventional, traditional way. But if you want to work concurrently, we need a concurrent process model, and that concurrent process model, maybe one of them is spiral model, where you can see the planning, risk analysis, engineering, construction, and release, everything is happening on a scale where it can be deployed as fast as possible. We call it as a rapid application development. For that, again, there is a separate model, rapid application development process model. Okay. Now, further, see, yeah, that is what I'm talking about. On screen, you can see the concurrent development model diagram. So whenever I'm having a requirement for a related software, it should work or it should go hand in hand with that, alongly with that, right? So different functionalities are working under different teams where all the end products will be delivered at the same day or same point. Okay, that concurrent model is also very important and going on. With this, we are now discussing about requirements engineering tasks. There are various requirements engineering tasks like inception, elicitation, elaboration, negotiation, specification, okay, validation, and requirements management. Whenever you go for software development, you need different requirements. Your requirements may not be same for project to project. Of course, there are some common things which are generally same, but however, the actual core component is different. Okay, so that for that we need requirements engineering task, which involves inception, elicitation, elaboration, negotiation, specification, validation, and requirements management. Yeah, on screen, one diagram you can able to see where the requirements engineering or the requirements, if we elaborate, you will get another process. Again, if you elaborate, yeah, on screen you can able to see this is one software process model. When I elaborate this, I will get the detailed version of the particular model or functionality. Okay, so we will get the model and different activity within that. If further, if you expand this particular thing, okay, I'll just change the color so that you can understand. Yeah, I am marking with the color. So that is second thing of your mother's second day. Okay, so for example, whenever we work on this original thing, it will get different tasks. When again, if you elaborate anything, again it will get the further refinements or enhancement. So that's why we call it as a day-to-day activity, second day, third day. That is what some people they used to call informally, not officially or formally, right? So these are the model. For this, we need analysis. What software you want to develop. For that, okay, what are the requirement analysis? There are some specific software operational characteristics. There are some interface with other system elements, right? And establishing constraints that software must meet, that itself is an analysis. So we have to do analysis model, right? Now, how to do this analysis? I hope you people remember or know about all these modeling activities like use case diagram, ER diagram, DFD diagram. So there are different diagrams are there. So analysis modeling principles, which consist of information domain, functions, behavior, right? And further key strategy of analysis model and the essence. So whenever we are working on modeling principles, we have to aware, or we should be aware of this information encompasses. Then functions, what we are using, functionality, and how your digital system it is behaving to that particular execution of the implementation. So there are different key strategies of analysis model. But however, the essence of the problem is described without any consideration of how a solution will be implemented. So implementation detail indicates how the essence will be implemented. So there are different things. You can see here the modeling, the dependency, system description. Now I can write you here just a blueprint. It's a blueprint. Then when this blueprint is analyzed, you will get the design model. Is my diagram is visible to all of you? Can anybody confirm? Dear sir, ma'am, participants, I hope my screen is visible. The diagram is visible to you people. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, there is an analysis model for this, right? Yeah. So there is a system description, analysis model, and the design model. If you go with this, okay, these analysis model will have different elements like scenario-based, class-based element, behavioral elements, and flow-oriented elements. All together, if you combine and work on a particular complex system, you can come up with a different modules of that function. Okay? And we also use the use case scenario. You can see here one home automation system is there, security system, where home owner, the house owner will act as a user and the system administrator acts as a the manager or the organization person. Then see, if anything happens, it will give alarm. So some scenario it is explained here using use case diagram, right? So this is the data flow diagram which shows about the entities and the functionalities and their dependency. If you see this particular external entity, it is dependent on the transformation process 1 and the process 2, where the data is transferred and stored here. Right? Yeah. Now, with this brief introduction, okay, my third point, I completed software as a process, then software process models. Now, the fourth point, the current trend. What are the current trends? Okay, it's see nowadays nobody wants to code from morning to evening. Okay, because there are many tools came into picture where you can see the automation tools and technologies, right? You can able to see the tools which with no code or very less code you can develop. Say for example, web applications. You don't need to code HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, Python, Python related libraries all together developing a very good software or web application. It takes too much time, effort, human power, human resource, right? So instead of that, can we come up with some softwares which intact or in fact develop another module with a very low code or no code at all inbuilt software? That is also there. Now, there is a very big challenge in big data security. Nowadays, everything is online. Data storage is very huge. The big data, it is very wide variety, versatile data. For that, security is very important. So we need softwares related to big data. Okay, we need softwares related to big data and its security. Now, development operations, DevOps, we call it as a DevOps. There also security is required as of now. So the latest trend, what we are looking into is DevOps with security or security aspect of the DevOps. Then we are very much increasing our interest in artificial intelligence and machine learning. What do you mean by that? Automatically, program or the system has to develop, or it has to train itself so that a very complex work also or task also can be done very easily using AI and ML. Right? Then the latest another trend is augmented reality, virtual reality, and the mixed reality. I hope you people know what is augmented reality, virtual reality. We are using that VR headsets, no? Google VR headset, some other headset, and watching 3D video by sitting and experiencing that you are there inside that video scene or movie scene, like that. So nowadays mixed reality. What is mixed reality? If I wear a headset with that camera thing and all, if I go to mall, it should say which section is having electronic section. If I see on the right side, it should say, okay, what are all the products are there. So it is some generally implemented in China, Japan, and all. It is going on South Korea. They're improving in this augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. And nowadays, the very important progressive web apps. These web applications are very muchly progressively they are implemented and they are widely used. Okay. Apart from that, nowadays we can also say the mobile apps, mobile applications, smart mobile applications. That is also very much grooming nowadays. Okay. So these are all the different trends where the software fine-tuning development is required. So the low code or no code software development, big data security, DevOps with security or DevSecOps, increasing resilience to artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, right? Then augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. And also the progressive web application or mobile application. So I hope my given time is up. So with this, I'll just end my session. Yeah, thank you very much for providing an opportunity to just brief about what is software engineering, what are the current trends. Okay, yeah. So given a chance or further, if time permits, whenever if I come to your university or college, possibly, yeah, we will discuss a lot more in this regard. Yeah, thank you very much for the session. Yeah, over to organizers. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am happy and thankful for allowing me to deliver a vote of thanks at this wonderful gesture. I extend my sincere thanks to the management for encouraging us to conduct this type of events. My grateful thanks to our respected director, SRM IST Ramapuram campus, for his support and guidance. My special thanks to the speaker of the day, Dr. Manjunatha Hayarmath, for the wonderful limelighting section. My sincere thanks to be mentioned to our respected Dean, SRM IST Ramapuram campus, for his dynamic support, guidance, and advice. I would like to acknowledge and thanks Dr. S. Umarani, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science, for her continuous effort in making the event a grand success. I hope all of you had a wonderful time. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope I can leave now, I guess, with due permission. Can I leave, ma'am, sir?